Welcome back. This is lesson number 5.5. This is building off the last lesson about note naming. We learned how to figure out what note names, what the letters are for each note. But we're going to practice today because I'm going to show you a couple worksheets that I have made a number of years ago, and I'm going to have a link to those worksheets in the description below to this video. You can download them and you can print them out and you can practice, or you can use them on your computer, or however you can figure that out, and practice naming notes, because it's a skill. It's the same as learning a new language. You just have to work at it and work at it. Let's get right to it for our note naming practice, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. We're going to use the skills we learned in the last video. If you did not watch the last video and you do not know what I'm talking about, then I highly suggest you go back and watch that and come back to this. Here we go. Let me bring this in. I have to make images. And this is what the sheet looks like. You do not have to fill in things like date and class and instrument. This is sort of a universal worksheet I made for different classes or different groups of people. But either way, we're going to draw right on top of it. Now on the sheet, I put that same vertical alphabet with, instead of having a horizontal line separating, it's just a little squiggle mark telling you that A is repeating. This is a wonderful sheet, and I really encourage you to time yourself. Start a clock and time it, because as much as you might not like being under that much pressure, it's helpful because it tells you that you know it really well or not. Your goal is not only getting it correct, but getting the fastest time possible. As an example, a good time for doing this comfortably would be under 4 minutes. That would be a good time. If you can do it in 2 minutes, then you probably have no issues and you are just writing down the letters as you see it without having to figure it out. But if you take longer than 4 minutes, then my hint is to do it again and do it again and do it again. And I'll see if I can link more of these sheets for you, but I don't want to give away too many just yet because they'll be useful later on. Now, I gave you the first 4 answers because all you are doing is writing the letter name under the note. Right now we are in treble clef, and I have other sheets for bass clef as well, so we'll look at those right after. But for treble clef, we have E, G, F, and B because it's kind of small. So let me see if I can actually make this a little bit smaller. There we go. The second line is a G because this is a G clef. Now the second line is a G, which means that space is an F. And if you remember the last video, we have F, A, C, E for the spaces. F, A, C, it's very small for me. E for the spaces, which spells face. And we have E, G, B, D, and F for the lines, which is every good boy deserves fudge, or each giraffe bends down far. Here we go. The first one we have here together, if you have a space, because there's no line going through it like this, then you would have F, A, C, E spells face, so it's F, A. You can put a small a if you want. It's the same right now. We have a line, so we have every good boy deserves, D. I'm going to go through a few with you just to give you an example. We have a space. I'm looking at where the note is first, a line or a space. On a space, so I spell face, F-A-C. I have a line. Every good boy deserves fudge. I have a space, F-A-C-E. I have a line. Every good boy, and so on, but I only stop at good. Bottom line, very easy, an E. We have the first space, which is face, so F. We have the bottom line, which is every good, so it's an E for the every. We have the third line, every good boy. We have every good boy deserves. Let's do the giraffe one, each. Each giraffe bends down far, each. We have each giraffe bends. We have face, F-A-C. And I'll stop at the end of this line. F-A-C-E. We have Every good boy deserves fudge. That is one of the most common ways of doing it. Some people just use the alphabet and they know where the G is, so they go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or backwards F, E, behind G, and you can use this here, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, and so on. But here's your challenge. I would like you to write out from, this is bar number 21, here, write out the letters on a piece of paper. You don't need to draw this whole thing, just write the letters you think it is, and pause the video, and when you come back, I will be doing these with you and calling out the answers. So pause the video right now and write it out. So hopefully you're back and we will go through together. So here we go. Check your answers. You should have a G, you should have an A, an E, an F, a G, an A, B, an F, a D, and an E. You should also have in the next line E, B, C, F, E, F, B, C, E, and E. In the last line on my screen, you should have a G, an F, a D, an E, a G, a B, a C. You should have an F, a G, and an E. Now there are more on this sheet. Maybe you wrote on the sheet itself. I'm also going to include the answer key, which will be the same thing. And you can use the same sheet multiple times. It's not going to hurt to use it over and over again. Just try not to copy yourself because you want to actually learn this. You can do it honestly. Let's add the base clef and we'll go through that together. The base clef is very, very similar, except it slid down a bit. I'm going to erase. I can't erase it for some reason. So forget that G is there. The base clef starts on a G. I gave you that first answer right there. It's the same as the treble clef. Not the same answer, just the same hint. But we have good boys deserve fudge always. F is the line that the base clef starts on. So that circle that it starts on is the F. And the spaces are, again, all cows eat grass, A, C, E, G. If you are playing piano or learning piano, then this is also for you. If you are not, then you can just practice if you want, or go back and do the treble clef and go to the next video. So here we go. We have a space. So all cows. C, we have a line. Good boys deserve fudge. We have a space. All cows eat. For all cows eat grass. We have a line. Good boys deserve fudge always. Again, I'm just counting from the bottom line and going up using the acronym. We have a space. All cows eat grass. We have a line. Good boys. We have a line. Good boys deserve. We have a space. All cows. We have a line. Good boys. We have a space. Good boys. A line. Good boys deserve fudge. Sometimes your mind does that. We have a space. All, for all cows eat grass. We have a line. Good boys. A line. Good boys deserve fudge. We have a space. All cows eat grass. We have a line. Good boys. And we have a space. All cows. Now on to the same thing. You're going to pause the video and you are going to come back and you should have these 3 lines finished off, and I will do them with you in 3, 2, 1. We have a D, we have an E, we have an A, we have a C, we have a D, we have an E, we have an F, we have a G, we have an A, and a G, we have a G, we have a F, we have a D, we have an A, we have a B, it's the first B so far, we have a C, we have an F, we have a G, we have another G, we have a B, and we have a D, C, an A, we have another A, we have a D, we have an F, we have a G, we have a B, D, and then a G. I hope I'm correct. Sometimes my mind gets a bit lost. But either way, this should help you get going. You can find these sheets in the description below, a link to them. You can download them and do your own. And I hope this helps, because this is something you're going to have to practice over and over again, and do your best to be diligent about it. Put a timer on. If you go to Google and type in stopwatch, Google will give you a timer. You can just do it yourself, and you can write your time in. Again, 4 minutes is a good time to aim for. If you're under 4 minutes, then you know this pretty well. If you're over 4 minutes, this is the general. I don't mean everybody, because let's say you have, as an example, I had some students that have dyslexia. It could affect you and slow you down. So don't take the time as a definite, but your goal is basically to get better than your previous time. This is just a general time that is kind of an average for most people. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.